So what other games are on the horizon you're looking forward to, Alex?
I totally forgot what comes out this... What were we in? Well, we're still in January. No releases in January that...
There's only Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and Pillars of Eternity 2
That comes out in January?
Yeah.
That could be a...
That could be good. That could be a real thing.
Yeah, like, I don't want to say unexpected hit, because I'm
It could, though, be.
sure there's people are excited for it. Maybe it will be good, but I don't know.
Let's see what else
I
we
don't
got.
really know anything about it, though, to be honest.
February, we got Ori and the Will of the Wisp for Xbox One. We got Mega Man Zero Collection.
Okay.
We got Narcos Rise of the Cartels, which is actually an interesting little, like, fucking XCOM style game
that?
based on the Narcos series
Really?
for Netflix. Yeah. Out there, right? Out
How
there.
the fuck did that one go slip
I
under
don't
the
know.
radar?
I'm down to play that. Apparently it's
Sure,
out on
why not?
PC already, and it's doing pretty well.
No way.
That's all I got for February, I think.
It's not until, like, March, I think, when Final Fantasy comes out that I, like, from the top of my head.
Yeah. We also have the Yakuza Remastered Collection coming out with all of them in it.
That's pretty
We got
good deal.
Darksiders Genesis, and we have Bayonetta and Vanquish 10th Anniversary.
Bayonetta.
Re-release, yep. The first one. And Vanquish coming out in like a pack on PS4.
Oh.
kind of, yeah.
Damn.
I think in March is when it really gets interesting. We got
Yeah.
Neo 2, Doom Eternal.
Oh, boy, there it is.
Yep.
First big games drop
Yeah.
in 2020.
Neo especially. I'm fucking so psyched for that. That's
Yeah, I should probably play the first, actually. I have it.
I'm
never
pretty
played
sure
it.
we can co-op a lot of that one too.
Yeah? Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah. There's a bit of grind
Nice.
to it, which, for better or worse, like at least it adds replayability from
Yeah.
co-op perspective. So, yeah, I've never finished either. I'd be down to get back into that. The thing with Souls-like games, man, is that they're fucking laborious.
They're
you know?
taxing, yeah.
There's nothing quite like that feeling, and I really love it. But at the same time, it's like
You just can't be
shit.
doing it all the time,
Yeah.
right? It's gotta...
Just kind of like having a kid. Like, yeah, you fucking love your kid, like more than life itself. But like at the same time, you're like, fuck,
You don't
want to
go through that
Yeah, that's fucking
perpetual
rough.
cycle
Yeah.
of that, right?
Forever. Oh god. Yeah. It's exactly what it's like.
Why?
It's a labor, truly a labor of love playing a Souls game, eh? Yeah. And I want to play the rest of the Surge too. There actually is DLC coming for that as well. Maybe you.
That's pretty cool.
I think
Like
I saw.
paid DLC or
Yeah, like an expansion kind of
expansion.
thing. Yeah. And I really like the Surge too, even though I haven't finished it yet. I think it really, was a really interesting innovation upon the Soulsborne formula.
I wouldn't
you know?
mind trying that one too.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's cool. It's got a
You've spoken
really,
highly.
really, really good like moment to moment feeling. Like it's so visceral. It's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick feeling, cutting off enemies' limbs and like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's right.
And the universe is cool too. Really understated. Like
So I guess we're back at it after the whiskey under the influence.
yeah, after the whiskey under the
22 and a
influence.
half. So now we're on 23.
There's not really any fucking value in adhering to the news cycle at this stage because unless you're a controversy monger
Yeah.
or some kind of politically minded deplorable, let's say.
Deplorable.
There's not much for you to talk about at this stage.
No. Partnering up with China.
Yeah, Platinum Games, a developer that actually I've been spending a lot of time researching. Good, I'm happy you mentioned that. I wouldn't have thought of it otherwise. I've been spending a lot of time researching Platinum Games because I'm preparing to play Astral Chain there.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm like watching that a lot of the creatives and this guy Kamiya and like all the people involved in its production. And Kamiya is like a guy who did Bayonetta and Vanquish. I believe he's like a bigwig at Platinum, and he was like he was a supervisor for this game. There was like almost a novice guy who they give a chance on Astral Chain, and it's very cool how it turned out. I'm psyched. But yeah, the news broke this week that they've taken some investment money from Tencent, and the internets is up in arms about it.
Flipping the fuck out, yeah.
What I repeatedly see is references to Blizzard and the whole Hong Kong issue as like evidence of what happens when companies take Chinese money. Like no mention of the fact that, Blizzard has been shit.
I mean, that's
frankly,
the thing.
for
Like,
years.
to me, they've been shit far before.
Are you
long
joking?
Before
Yeah. When's the last
Chinese
good like?
That was just sort of like okay, I saw that coming. Like
I
just
don't care about
steadily
that at all.
going, getting shittier and shittier,
Yeah,
and
for
then
real.
and then China, and then
That to me, that's not what makes them shit. It's their terrible record at making
it's at
games.
the end of the day, it's the output, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it depends what Platinum's next outputs.
Yeah, I really
are.
like
if it's good stuff, then it's not going to matter to me what.
For sure.
If it goes to shit, then hey,
That's right.
fuck,
No
it goes to
doubt.
shit.
They took Chinese money and they'll probably use Tencent as a means to enter that market because from what I understand, you need to be affiliated with a Chinese company to do business there.
Yes.
If it's a game publisher, but
Yes.
I don't know that necessarily poses any implications to their game development whatsoever. Like, not necessarily that everything's going to be fine, but I don't see what grounds there are to jump to the conclusion that something bad will happen.
I mean,
right
at the end of the day, like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
How the hell is it better to be a
thinking-
publicly traded American company? How is that better than taking money from Tencent?
I was just gonna say, I think like if they're just looking to, like you said, release their games in China, and not necessarily.
Maybe they're just looking for money to make games. They're an independent studio at the end of the day, right? They have to rely on publishing deals with Nintendo and Microsoft. Maybe they just want to fucking work on their own terms. And if it'll help them break into the Chinese market,
who knows? I mean, it could
better.
go batshit south, and then if it does, fuck them. But
I mean, maybe. I don't even know necessarily what that would look like, though. Like, I don't give much of a fuck, buddy. At the end of the day, like, where your money comes from.
But that's what I mean, right? Like,
Tencent is no worse than, Wall Street, in my opinion, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah. That's at the end of the day, we're going to play their next game, and if it's good, it's good. And we don't give a fuck about what they do to accomplish that, right? Like,
communism and capitalism are the same in, like, reducing man to instead of an intellectual animal, he's an animal who produces wealth. They just disagree about the best way to produce wealth. And at the end of the day, like, as long as games are made that have an other goal in mind than that, then I don't give a fuck where the money comes from.
It's the influence, man. Care about like two things. People are concerned.
Who? What? Oh yeah, internet culture's terrible.
Is that like soft voice, again, concerned?
People are really expressing concern now. Like, really, at the end of the day,
what
the other hilarious thing is? Like, the way these people spin things is fucking almost so conservative that you think they met in a room and planned it out. Like, remember when CD Projekt fucking reneged on all that bullshit with the gender pronouns, and they decided that all of a sudden, like, there's no men and women in fucking Cyberpunk, and they're like, it's okay, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, they're not pandering, it's, they're like, what the hell's the difference in this case? Honestly, I'd much rather a company take fucking communist money than be fucking that variety of ideologue. You know what I mean?
Vocal gamers are as a whole a conservative bunch. It's possible that they lean a little bit that way from a political perspective.
What the fuck does this have to do with Pokemon? Okay, you're gonna have now my fucking real-time reactions to some fucking bullshit Forbes article. Was it written by a guy called Dave Thier? I bet it was. It was! This is the dumbest shit ever. Look,
what the fuck is he talking
let me just
about?
take this apart for a second. So this guy starts his article by saying, gamers are a conservative bunch, probably politically, but I don't mean politically. Although they are politically, I just had to get that out there because I'm a and I had to say it. Moving on, they're so conservative that they don't like change, and they don't like the fact that DLC is a change. But they complained so much on Reddit when the game came out that it didn't change. Therefore, they don't like change. But they asked for change. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like,
are you in any way familiar with this controversy? The whole fucking point was that the game was not in any sense an innovation, that it did not change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That literally was, they didn't change the models. They didn't change the gameplay. They didn't add as many Pokemon as before. Like, literally what they were complaining about was that there was not enough change. What? This...
Pretty much, yeah.
Man,
I am happy they're switching from a third version or a second version that's a fucking double whammy, like Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and fucking Ultra Moon, whatever. I'm happy about the DLC change. Fuck yeah. Like, I'll pay the $40 or whatever it is Canadian and get 2 expansions with actual, like, expanded, like, new areas, new Pokemon that weren't in the game from before.
Yeah.
Over having to buy another copy of $79.99 Canadian dollars for another game, and then starting a new save file, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas now you can actually continue. This is way better. This is actually way better than having a new game, right?
I think so.
That's essentially a new save file. You start from scratch, no Pokemon, all that work, you just throw it away, right? Like, at least the expansion, you can continue in the same world, right? With your character and all the progress you've earned. Like, it's a way better fucking system at the end of the day, system, right? Yeah. Wouldn't you rather... have that? If it's done right, and we won't know until it comes out. And I'm sure it'll be pretty good. Nintendo has been hitting it home with a lot of their DLC on the Switch and stuff. Like, Breath of the Wild had fucking amazing DLC.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I think even, like, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had some pretty cool fucking updates and shit.
It did. It had a whole massive expansion, actually.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure most people would rather have DLC than have to go and buy a new full-price game and start a new progress. Like... Don't get me wrong, there is something about, Pokemon Yellow and, like, the third versions that were, like, a better... But at the time, that was kind of a cool thing because there were no updates or DLC or patches or... You know what I mean? It was a different fucking time back then. They would release June 2020, the Isle of Armor, which is funny because I had thought about that day they announced it.
Yeah.
I was like, sword, shield, and then there's like the meme that gun, which Pokemon, the Pokemon company's not going to do Pokemon gun. Mm-hmm. So it's like maybe like armor or something, and that's cool. Yeah. They did. The Isle of Armor is the first DLC, and the second one is the Crown Tundra, which is in the fall of 2020. So think about how cool that is. June, and then the fucking sometime in the fall, you get a nice big chunk of extra Pokemon.
Yeah,
right? And it comes in two shots, of course, because it's two DLCs, as opposed to just the one third version of the game that drops, and then you're slog through that. Anyways, what my influenced ass is trying to say is this fucking DLC idea, I think, is a good idea. Fuck it.
Fuck it. I think so too. This is kind of getting off the rails, eh? Once again.
It's okay.
Deep fucking dive into nihilism.
And fuck you and fucking your mother. Yeah, shit.
It's like anger under the influence.
Yeah. Game-wise, though.
Forgot about the gaming.
Yeah. So I played a little bit Turok 2 yesterday. Recently. Physical copies released for the Nintendo Switch. So.
I've been craving that since we jumped into it a little bit last night. Now I want to play it.
I must say, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now, like, even playing that one yesterday, I had some trouble
advancing
right?
through
it.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
Fairly
like,
complicated.
Older fucking sort of antiquated game, but
yeah, man.
they
have really hands-off, like, design method, it seems like. Or rather, they expect from you, like, that you won't expect from them a very hands-on style of development, you know? They want you to, like, figure things out on your own.
Yeah, they just kind of throw you in there, and you're like, go.
They added, like, now...
Not like modern gaming as much.
Yeah, for sure. Where they have, like, pretty much you're told what to do most of the time.
Yeah.
Except in very few games. I don't know, there was yesterday when we were playing, like, I remember there was like a switch hidden behind a wall in like the very first area, and we walked around for like 10 minutes, couldn't figure out what the hell to do. Yeah. I bet that experience is pretty common back in the day.
Yeah, maybe.
It's cool. It was enjoyable. It had this nice style of level design where like you go to a level and you hit a switch and you got to go back. It's like Metroidvania, except instead of items, you have to hit switches.
Yeah, basically, right?
So it was pretty cool.
Which for a Nintendo 64 era game, like it's not ridiculous that's what it was, right?
Yeah, and the levels are like interlocking and pretty,
but it's cool.
Pretty
it's
neat.
Got that, you know what I miss? I miss specifically like those flat like textures.
Yeah,
that you can just tell you're in like an old video game.
Me too.
I love it so much. It's like
me too.
It just like warms my soul. I love seeing that. I'm like, yeah, this is.
I do enjoy it as well.
A relic of an older time, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It conveys the feeling of like looking at a dollhouse, you know, like a miniaturized like world kind of, you know. It doesn't have the pretense of like realism. It's just like
exactly.
It is what it is.
Yeah, you know exactly what it is.
I feel like that almost helps you suspend your disbelief better. I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that picking up Turok 1 or 2 on the Switch, but now I kind of feel like I think it's on other systems too, though, right?
It is, yeah. And there's multiplayer on other systems.
Yeah. Multiplayer, like fucking online multiplayer.
I guess.
I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, I don't know why you would be.
What the hell?
Of all things, yeah.
But all right.
Yeah. So I guess
cool, man.
It's been a little bit of a slow week, eh?
Yeah.
Won't it be the 17th next week? We will. We're gonna be playing Dragon Ball Z, bud.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm down to give that a whirl.
Me too.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for that. Me neither.
Yeah.
I never actually watched much of this the show. I never read the manga, so
you
like.
know what? I never watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z either. Surprisingly,
I have like fond memories of like kind of like fucking dabbling in it on YTV a bit, and my wife really likes it.
Being a thing and shit.
Yeah. I like anime. I like I like the idea of flying around an open world and like using ridiculous powers and shit.
If it could be really well done.
Yeah, that could be tight, right?
If it's
be like a superhero game with just Japanese branding, which I much prefer.
Exactly.
Kidding me? Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
1,000,000%. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So. We'll see you then, gentlemen's and women's.
Fuck yeah.
Goodbye.